You know when you're eating cereal in the morning and you're so bored, you start reading the back of the box? You find the nutrition label. It reads 220 calories per 20 grams. But what does that actually mean, and how do scientists calculate it? Well, the process is a bit more complex than it seems, and calculating food calories is much more complicated. But in a general sense, we need to look into a subunit of chemistry called thermochemistry. Thermochemistry is the study of energy changes in chemical and physical reactions. It helps us understand how energy flows and transforms within a system. There are two ways energy moves within a system. It can either leave or enter. When energy is released into the surroundings, it's called an exothermic reaction. Think X for exit. When energy is absorbed into the environment, it's called an endothermic reaction. Think endoskeleton. Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, back to that cereal box. How do scientists measure the energy, aka calories, in your food? They use calorimetry, which involves measuring heat changes in chemical or physical processes, and they use a calorimeter for it. There are two common types of calorimeters. The coffee cup calorimeter. It's as simple as it sounds. Sometimes it's literally just a styrofoam cup that's insulated. Scientists use it to measure heat changes at a constant pressure. A thermometer inside records the temperature change as a reaction occurs in water. It's more common for measuring the heat lost or gained in a chemical reaction, which is then converted into energy units. The second type of calorimeter is the bomb calorimeter. This calorimeter uses food samples burned completely inside the calorimeter. The heat released from burning the sample warms up the water around it, and the temperature change is measured to calculate the energy content. This is how food calories are determined. To measure the energy or calorie in substances, it depends on three factors. First, the amount of heat added. Second, the mass of the substance. And third, the specific heat of the substance, or C. Putting all that together gets you this formula. Q equals M times C times delta T. Q is the heat in joules or calories, which is the energy you're trying to find. M is the mass in grams, which can be found using a scale. And C is the specific heat in joules per gram degrees Celsius or calories per gram in degrees Celsius. Specific heat is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of substance by 1 degree Celsius. Different materials have different specific heats. The most common specific heat you'll often use is the specific heat of water, which is 4.18 joules per gram degree Celsius, or 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius. Delta T is the change in temperature in degrees Celsius. This is calculated by taking the final temperature and subtracting the initial temperature from it. This means that delta T has the capability to be negative depending on the final and initial temperatures. Congratulations, you learned just a little more about thermochemistry from a cereal box.